It's official, Florida has now become an open carry state, joining multiple other states in becoming open carry. And that's cool, right? Constitutionally, we can carry. Second Amendment win. However, I am still going to continue to conceal carry because that's just my preference. Now, I understand a lot of people are going to open carry, and that's okay, but I feel like doing it just to get attention may not be the best idea. There's people out here that do that, and why bring attention to yourself when you don't need it, right? Just last year, we got constitutional carry where we didn't need the permit anymore to carry, but I've always had mine because it helps expedite reasons to get a firearm there and then in the store. And I mean, I feel like concealed carry to me is much more comfortable. I have that element of surprise that everybody talks about. I don't have to be center of attention. I don't have to make anybody, look at me when, I don't want them to. I'm just trying to be under the radar with certain things. My fear is that open carry here, some Florida people want to remain ignorant. And just because they think it's open carry means you think you can just carry whenever. Yes and no, right? Obviously, felons still cannot carry. You cannot carry or go with the bar. You can't go to a school. You can't go to a government facility. You have to understand the laws and understand what you can and cannot do. If you happen to go in an establishment and they tell you no firearms allowed and they ask you to leave and you refuse to leave, that's trespassing, felony trespassing because you have a firearm. So understand what you can and cannot do and choose to do the right thing. I'm going to conceal carry. I have the element of surprise. If you open carry, you tend to think, hey, you're going to deter a lot of people. But I think it makes you a target. They're going to look at you and say, all right, so you're the threat, you're the threat, you're the threat. I'm going to take him out first. That's how I see it. I might not be right. A lot of people say that open carry, you can draw faster. Not necessarily. If you practice and train, you can go ahead and draw just as quick, concealed carrying. And again, if I go somewhere and no firearms allowed, I'm not saying I do this or do or not. But if it says no firearms allowed, you're open carrying, you really can't hide it. They've already seen it. If I'm concealed carrying and I go to a restaurant and they don't want me to have firearms there, guess what? It's a private business. They just don't know that I'm there protecting myself and my family versus you open carrying and they know that you have stuff on you. So let's make a wise decision. Open carry, but don't do it for the wrong reasons. I get it. A lot of people are going to look at me like, oh, it's constitutional. I get that 100%. Just because it's a constitutional right doesn't mean it's right in a sense to make people feel uncomfortable and test things or go into places that you shouldn't have it just to get some content, right? Because if you get arrested because you went to a government facility or you went to a school and you're carrying, that's on you. Learn the laws, learn what you got to do. And this is new to Florida. And like I said, when you hear a crazy story, it says Florida man. So just be careful out there. Like I said, I'm continuing to conceal carry. Luckily, if anything ever happens and I accidentally, my shirt comes up or whatever, and you see it, that's great because we're open carry. No more problems, nothing to worry about. But a win for the Constitution, win for the Second Amendment. That's what's up. And like I said, just educate yourself.